Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Morning Game and Watch Drop here. It's actually not morning, but y'all don't know that. Right here to my right is Dom, and to my left is David. He was here back in the Horizon Zero Dawn topic where we talked about Horizon Zero Dawn. He's back again. We're going to be talking about two more topics again like we always do. But yeah, just a quick info stuff here and there. What did you do, Dom?
I knocked off a brush.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, guys, remember
Drama.
this is the good old just garbage truck on fire going down the road, man. But yeah, make sure you guys check us out. This is the YouTube channel, youtube.com/INDUO. Push that subscribe button, push that thumbs up button, leave your comments down below, and our links to our social media accounts are on the description. I don't know about David. If David tells me, I'll put it in there. David doesn't want to be found because he is under watch of the FBI. With that being said,
Sold.
what y'all been playing?
Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Yeah, that's how you know
Slower
it's Japanese.
for us Padawans.
Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition.
Tell me a little bit about that game.
Well, I mean, it's
PS4,
a little
right?
bit older. Yeah, PS4.
Okay.
It's PS4 edition of it. It was actually released on the PS3 first, and then they did a complete edition for the PS4. Like, you know, every other video game they released for the PS3.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a Dynasty Warriors game. Like, you hack, you slash, you run around in a battlefield. It's basically been the same game 8 times now. But played when I was a kid, super fun. Still is. I don't know. I enjoy it.
What's your favorite character out of that whole entire series? Do you have one? Is there like a character that,
I mean,
arc that you can follow?
I don't really have like a favorite character. Favorite faction's definitely Wu, but I am doing ambition mode right now, which is you basically like you choose a character and you try and win the Emperor to your side through it. And I'm playing as Wang Yi, but
Have you enjoyed the spin-offs that are in collab with other?
I enjoyed Hyrule Warriors because I know that's where you're going with it. I enjoyed Hyrule Warriors. It wasn't as Dynasty Warriors has a lot more to it, a lot more officers and a lot more stuff going on. Hyrule Warriors doesn't really, but I'm looking forward to Fire Emblem Warriors because there are so many more characters involved that you can actually do like a proper Dynasty Warriors game with that. Because there's a huge
Are
cast.
these games where you control an entire army and then like...
You don't control the army. You control one person, but you fight with the army that's there. Like that, you're told, okay, we're doing this as a strategy. You know, you set up pincer attacks, that kind of stuff. There are other Dynasty Warriors games like Empire. That one's a little bit more strategically based.
Okay.
So that one's a little bit more on the other side of it. It's a different gameplay style. Dynasty Warriors is more of like the hack and slash. You are the big warrior.
Okay,
So
cool.
Nice. What have you been playing?
Man, I've been hooked up on my 3DS XL. I've been playing Revelations on there a lot.
Yeah.
Old game, but hey, still fun for me. It's new to me, so
Yeah.
I'm not big on the Resident Evil thing, so it's kind of an opening window for me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That game's good. Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of the good old Nintendo Switch. Been playing that Snake Pass. It's a good game. It's like it's a good throwback to like the old style games where literally there's no objective, there's no enemies. You're literally just going to collect stuff. I like it. It's very chill. Love that game. And I've been also playing some more Breath of the Wild. Still digging into that.
can't wait to actually get a Switch so I can play that.
What's the storyline so far?
I mean,
Can you tell us about it?
I mean, it's. I don't know if there's much spoilers. I mean, the trailer gives it away, but it's practically. There's a great war that happened. There's 4 divine beasts who had their own, people who took them over, and then you had Zelda and Link fighting this war against Calamity Ganon. Ganon got smart and started using these divine beasts against them, and so 4 of the people who controlled the divine beasts died. Link was put into like a cryo sleep or something like that by Zelda, and he woke up 100 years later in this world where he lost his memory, such and such. So the goal is you're supposed to just go fight Ganon. And what I love about this game so much, and it's gonna be, I don't want to go too much on a rant here, but what I love about this game is the first like literally 30 minutes is just you trying to figure out your main skills, which is cryosis, stasis, your bombs, and one other one I forgot. Comments, let me know. So once you're done with that, and then you get down into the Hyrule Plains, you literally can go fight the last boss, which is Ganon right there and then, if you wanted to. Like, it's that open. Like, you can go find him if you want. And it's like, you don't have to go to a certain divine beast Like, it's not telling you to go to this one. You can go to whatever one you want.
Okay.
And you literally can go and walk, maybe give yourself a good walking distance, and you can find the Master Sword, like, if you're able to find it right
The
there.
ultimate power of choice.
Yeah, man. Like, it's all...
completely
And
up
the
to you.
fastest speed run is 50 minutes right now. It's so
Nice.
someone's beat the game in 50 minutes. I don't know how. And then people are starting to find ways to beat the game even faster, but it's crazy. So I'm loving the game. I've defeated three Divine Beasts. I'm on the last one. Once I'm done with that, I might do a couple more of shrines that way we can get more hearts, and then I'll go and fight Ganon to the death. But until that's done,
Hell yeah.
other than that, just been playing Rocket League. They came out with a new expansion kind of DLC called Drop Zone. I forgot what it was called. That's extremely, extremely fun. Didn't know it was going to be fun, but it's awesome.
I still think they should have kept with super acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars.
No.
Still think they should have kept that
God,
as the title,
no.
but
You know that they wouldn't have sold
fan
it.
of the classics. It would have been fine. It would have been fine. It would have been
David,
great.
you got a nostalgic taste. my
They
friend.
should bring back, like, literally, like, old school maps from back in those games, man. Yeah, man, that's all I've been playing. But yeah, guys. So for the first topic, we're just gonna be digging into what is our ideal DLC for a video game. And the reason why I thought about this idea is because the DLC for Breath of the Wild came out, and people were asking, the DLC came out, and just the first part of it was like you get a T-shirt for Link, which is Link gets a red T-shirt
Lame.
with the Switch symbol on it, and then you get a couple of chests, and that's it. Then the second piece of DLC that came with this, full DLC, which comes out in summer, fall-ish kind of area. Comments, let me know. And so it comes out with the extra story DLC, a new hard mode, and an expansion for your map. That's it. And so I looked at it, I was like, well, that first part of DLC did not seem appealing whatsoever. I don't want to put down $20, $30. I forgot how much it was. I can check in a little bit. But, and just get a T-shirt for Link, I want more than that. And I also want to know what kind of story DLC am I getting? Is it worthy of me putting that much money down? So this question's up in the air, and I want to see what y'all's thoughts were. What's y'all's ideal DLC?
I'll let David go because he's the guest.
So I just need some clarification real quick. Are we looking like ideal DLC is in like my dream list, or like ideal DLC as far as what is generally available?
Like what you expect,
nowadays?
like from
what
a
do I
developer.
what do I expect, or
Right,
like
yeah.
like within realism, or like am I just like, oh, here's my dream list DLC, like what I want?
Well, first we'll do realistic, and then at the very
Okay.
end we can do
Yeah.
dreamless, because there's a DLC that's coming out now that's literally a dream of mine that they're actually doing, and we'll get to that afterwards.
Okay,
but yeah.
so realistic, I'd say there's two types of DLC that I'd say are worth it. There is your purely cosmetic DLC. Just stupid little stuff that doesn't really affect gameplay, but, puts in some flavor. But that DLC, it has to be cheap DLC. Like, I'm talking like, but somewhere between $1 to $3, and I
You're
get an
talking
outfit.
about like weapons, outfit kind
Yeah, like, but nothing
Treasure
that
trove that
affects,
gives you some
nothing that's like,
coins.
pay to win kind of thing.
Real fast before you continue.
Yeah.
DLC for Breath of the Wild. It's $20. It comes the first part, which is March 3rd when the game came out. There's 3 new treasure chests. That's it. Then the DLC Pack 1, which is in the summer, comes with a new Cave of Trials challenge, new hard mode, and additional map feature. Then the second part, which comes out holiday, is a new original story, a new dungeon, and additional challenges. But they don't go into any depth of what any of them are at all.
Okay, so is it $20, $30 and you get all of it? Like, is
$20
that the
to
season
get all
pass?
of it. Yes, $20 to get all of it.
Okay, so that's a season pass right there. So
Right.
that's okay. So that I would say, I mean,
Would you
we'll
count
get into
season
that in a
pass and
second.
DLC differently?
Yeah, because I mean, you could buy DLC just on its own,
Separate,
and
yeah.
most DLC, I mean, as far as if you look at like what DLC always used to be, that's how it was. You just paid for, here's your thing. And now with the advent of season passes coming along, I find it a different deal between a season pass and DLC. Season pass is basically pre-ordering everything.
Yeah, man.
And without any kind of details, and that's kind of the side of it, is you have no information. But and when it veering off topic a little bit, but when I pay for a season pass, the only thing I expect is like that little deal that you get, like this first round, a couple treasure chests and like an outfit. If that's exclusive to the season pass, all right, cool, that's fair. And then you still have your little episodic installments that you can buy, and that's yeah, you don't get that little thing, but that's fine. You know, the people who pay for all of it at once, they should get the little thing. You know, they're supporting it ahead of time, even without knowing what's happening, which is a gamble for them. So if every little bit they can get is nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my dream DLC either is cosmetic, stupid little stuff. Like if I was to say Zelda, I know a lot of people love like that little like mailman outfit from like 2 or 3 games back. I don't remember which one it was. If you can even picture what I'm talking about
Mailman
right now.
outfit for Zelda?
Yeah, for Link.
For Link.
Yeah. And I don't know, people are in love with it for whatever reason. If they charge like $2 or $3 for it, okay, fine, that's cool. It doesn't actually affect gameplay. There's no like pay to win aspect to it. It's just, hey, a little bit of flavor. And yep, that's it right there. People love that thing.
God.
That thing is in Hyrule Warriors.
But you know how cool it would be though if like, okay, so I think it would be cool if it did affect the game in the sense that if you got that as DLC and it unlocked like a set of missions you could do as Mailman Link.
Well, yeah, but
something,
I mean that is more expensive DLC. I'm talking about when I talk about the two that I enjoy is purely cosmetic stuff. That's just, hey, this is flavor, this is fun. Usually what you have when you look at like MMOs or MOBAs, stuff like that, those have that purely cosmetic DLC. This does nothing for you gameplay wise. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you look cool or you know, you have different kind of stuff and it just adds more flavor in for the player. Mm-hmm. That's one type of DLC I like. The other type
the realistic
is that,
one that you like?
Yeah, these are the two realistic.
Okay.
So that's one. The second one is the larger installments of DLC that actually, but they have to turn up to be worth it. That's always the problem, is I'm totally willing to pay $10 to $20, even $30 sometimes for DLC. But it has to be worth the price that I'm paying, and that's where it gets a little bit harder, is because a lot of times it's really not, depending on the developer. You know, sometimes it really is. I'd say the Dragonborn DLC for Skyrim, there was a lot of content there.
Yeah,
that was worth the price. On the other hand, I've been bitten in the ass too many times for like, oh cool, I bought $10 worth of DLC and I got 2 hours of play.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
So
I think we're on the same boat.
That's my realistic.
Yeah. Realistic goes, I think I'm with you on that. I just want, I'm not too big on the whole, like, fun little bits like you are, but just more extensive gameplay. I get the Skyrim DLC right there, that was a good example of it, too. Is Fallout's pretty good with that as well. They've done some pretty good DLCs. So, not with the new Fallout 4. I haven't checked those ones out.
I played the Fallout 3. I've played the first 2 expansion packs. Operation Anchorage was
loved it.
Awesome.
It was cool.
That was mind blowing.
You got a great insight on like kind of like pre-war, you know. Robert.
That's a whole other conversation.
Robert. But yeah, no, like that kind of thing is great.
Sucks.
We could just trash the entire second half of this segment
We totally
and just do Fallout and
all out
Skyrim and Elder
WWE
Scrolls.
just battle on the same.
Why Fallout sucks. Just Robert's
and
edition.
why he's completely wrong.
Why he's just wrong.
No, but yeah, so my thing for DLC is I think certain companies do DLC correctly. Like, obviously, Activision knows the way to do DLC to where, like, it's a money-making thing.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows you get a Call of Duty game, you're going to get the Season Pass. And then when you get the Season Pass, 4 times out of the year, you're going to get 4 maps for the original multiplayer game, then 1 new zombie map. You get that 4 times. So in total, throughout the year, 4, 8, 12, 16, you get 16 maps, and then you get 4 new zombie maps over the expanse of the time. That's great DLC. You know, like, you're getting a bang for your buck. You know, you're getting what you're paying for. You get other kinds of DLCs that they don't really. It's more so like cosmetic stuff, and I really don't like that. If you want to entice me to get in cosmetics, let that be its own separate thing. You know, at the same time, I also want to know everything that I'm getting when I get a DLC. Like, I don't want to go in, or Season Pass, especially Season Pass. I don't never want to go and be like, oh, I want to get the Season Pass. It just says, oh, you're gonna get a story mode and a couple extra features here. I want to know everything before I get it. You know.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
And there's some games where it's like, oh, this is such a good game, but I don't know if I should get it because what's gonna happen. You know. So realistically, yeah. I mean, there's some I want it to where it benefits the consumer. Dream one is like Uncharted's coming out with its newest DLC. Now it was going to be just DLC for Uncharted 4, but if you bought the season pass, you are still going to get access to this. But now it's considered its own separate thing, and this new DLC, Lost Legacy, is going to be a 10-hour long DLC, man. Like this is almost a third of a full Uncharted game, you know? And so that is what I call Dream DLC. The new DLC that they're going to come up with Horizon Zero Dawn whenever they do, because they've already announced that they are. Whenever they do that, and it's a big story expansion, that is my dream DLC. And the thing is that the new DLC for Uncharted, if you didn't get Season Pass, which I didn't, it's $40 to get another 10 hours of gameplay. Naughty Dog, they're giving me 10 hours of more gameplay of Uncharted. I would willingly give you $40 to do that, man.
See, and then that's also, and I'm going to totally veer us off hardcore.
Huh?
So when it comes to DLC, because there's a lot of haters of DLC. I know you're out there. A lot of people who just are avidly against it will not buy DLC because they see it as this huge ripoff. And yeah, I mean, sometimes totally bites you in the ass. You know, you try and it just sucks.
Yeah.
But you can't release a full game anymore. Like, it's impossible. And it's because as consumers, we're unwilling to pay more money for the game in the first place. I really, truly think that developers would put in more content, would put more into it if we were paying, it'd be a lot of money, but $100 a game.
Yeah.
Because there would be an incentive. They would actually be making more money off of it, and publishers wouldn't be like, hey, no, you need to hold this stuff back. We have to release this as DLC. You need to... I'm not saying an incomplete game, because an incomplete game sucks.
Yeah.
But a game that doesn't have everything that it could, that doesn't have all that secret stuff just already in there, they can't do that anymore. Like, if you look at the trend of how much we pay for a video game, it has not changed much, if at all, over the last, 20 years. But inflation happened anyway.
Yeah.
So we're paying less for video games now than we used to.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, we get less content, especially with the other push as far as graphics go. You know, everybody wants, mind-blowingly good graphics on these AAA titles, but you don't get that cheap. And so they have to put a lot of money into it. That's less money that goes towards development, you know?
Yeah.
So we have to be willing to pay more, or we have to be willing to do DLC, or we have to be willing to play a little bit less of a game.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, I totally think that games back in when they started, in the NES, those were $80, $100 games.
Yeah.
Now we're paying less than we've ever had before, but the consumer's getting real greedy with their wallet. And there's certain games, honestly, and this could be getting a little off topic, but there's certain games, that I agree that, The Witcher 3, that game is not even a $60 game.
No,
you can
that
literally
game should have been worth more.
Yeah, it could have been 80,
Yeah.
maybe even 100. You know?
Yeah.
And then
Easy.
the new game that they're coming out with,
Play the game
Cyberpunk
for weeks.
2077, that game being bigger than Witcher 3, based off of the consumer market, and no one's going to pay more than $60. And if it's cheaper than $60, the consumers are going to think, oh, this game's not as good as that $60 game. So what's going to happen? They're going to have to put it for $60.
Yeah.
And because of that, they need to drive DLC so they can get their money back based off of what they're giving out.
Yeah, and CD Projekt Red is one of those developers that actually could. I mean, there are a lot of developers that, people are not going to pay more than $60, but CD Projekt Red is one that they probably could get away with it. If there's anybody who can get away with it, it's them.
I hope they do.
I really think they could, and I'm super excited just from the one trailer for Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah, man.
I am
Oh,
super excited just from it.
Well, my question is for you guys. So we're talking about this change in consumer market and everything, and for what we're expecting, and we're paying less right now than we should be. But when do you think that change is gonna happen? When do you think maybe somebody is gonna break through that wall and say, hey, this is my game, this is what we're charging, I don't think it's necessarily going to be a commercial success right away, but I think somebody's going to have to set that kind of stone for other developers, right? So do you see that happening in the near future?
I
Do you
literally
it's
think,
gonna be
I agree with David. It has to take a CD Projekt Red. It has to take a Rockstar. It has to take one of those big companies that everyone buys their games because they're so good.
Yeah.
But they have to go out and be like, this game, we put so much time into this. It's $80,
Something they've been teasing for a couple of years.
Right.
It's just in
And I think if GTA 6 were to come out, okay, that game it's still making so much money, man.
Yeah.
If GTA 6 came out and it's $80, people are gonna pay for it.
Oh, absolutely.
No one's not gonna pay for that.
No,
you know,
people are still paying full price for like the newest Modern Warfare and everything
exactly.
else. So.
And so they're gonna pay for that. And
Yeah.
so I think it has to take them to make the move to do it. I think it's just a little. You get a little scared with that, you know, because you don't want to do it and then it flops on you. You know. What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they worry about their stock being driven down
Right.
by like a
And I tell you right now, the
big release
moment one of them does that, the gaming industry will change. Like that's when things will change and things will be priced properly. And I don't have a problem with it. Like I love putting money where it's gonna be deserved. And so if the next Naughty Dog game, The Last of Us 2, if that came out, it was let's say it was $100 because it was just that good. I would pay $100 to play The Last of Us 2, man, because they deserve it. I want them to keep making more of this stuff, and it's worth it, man. So,
I mean, I agree. It's gonna have to be a major developer that makes that change. But I don't see it being a thing that happens anytime soon.
No.
Really. For one, they are obviously seeing commercial success with DLC. Or else it wouldn't happen anymore. If they weren't succeeding, if they weren't making money doing it, this change would have already happened.
Yeah.
So one of two things is going to happen. Either people are going to get so fed up with DLC that they're going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's never going to happen because you buy a video game and you're like,
You
oh,
expect
cool,
it.
I'm going to buy everything for it now. You
Yeah.
know, you just love it and you do it anyway. So either that has to happen or someone just has to say, hey, I want to just release a complete game. I want this game to not ever require a DLC. Maybe some bug fixes depending on what the game is, but I don't ever want to have to release big new content. Or if I do release new content, I want it all rolled into the one price. And I just don't see that happening. And that also kind of leads to another form of DLC. And I know we were talking about Overwatch earlier tonight.
Yeah.
They have their own form of DLC going on that isn't really looked at as DLC because it is all purely cosmetic. But they charge $60 for the base game, and then all of their content updates so far are promised to be free. Okay, cool. You bought the game, you get all the heroes that we're ever going to release free, new maps free, all of that free. But they have all that cosmetic stuff, and they have those loot boxes that all roll off of RNG, and God knows that I've already been suckered into paying.
Dude,
God, it has to have been at least like $150 or $200. I think I've already given just on Overwatch.
I was
Character
telling you.
customization.
Yeah,
I was telling you that I've said for a long time I'm never gonna touch Overwatch. I don't want to get into it. My brother bought it. I got it that night, dude. I laid $20 down so I can get a freaking cosmetic suit for Widowmaker.
You
And
have
what
to
I
get
do,
the skins.
I got it.
Yeah.
And I put some more money in so I
Yeah.
can get some more for some other people.
And it's all
I haven't
RNG.
touched it.
And it's all RNG, which makes it the way more addictive form of it because it's a gamble. This next loot box that has my legendary in it. And you just keep on going, but you can get them for free too. And that's the nice thing is you can get all of the content for free technically.
Yeah.
Chance of it happening, not great, but you
Yeah.
can. And that's what matters is the people who want to or need to save the money. It's a good investment for them, and the whales can just throw money at it.
Yeah.
And done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that I guess is another form of DLC that I'm okay with.
Yeah.
And I know Blizzard and their other games are starting to move in that direction. Like Heroes of the Storm, they're about to have their Heroes 2.0 update, and they're moving that same direction with their progressions. It's going to be RNG based loot
What
crates.
is Heroes of the Storm?
It's a MOBA,
Okay.
like along the same lines as like League of Legends and Dota 2. The only
It's on
things
Steam,
that,
isn't it?
do it?
It's on Steam.
No. Steam is Dota.
Okay.
Defense of the Ancients. That's their thing. All of the Blizzard stuff is just on the Blizzard launcher,
Oh, okay.
so it's all specifically theirs.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's a MOBA. A lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. Team based, much more team based than the other ones are. I mean, they're all team based, but there's no way to carry exactly. I mean, you can sort of, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. If you like MOBAs, I'd try it. It's not really for everybody.
I'd
get
probably
it.
try it. I like Dota, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a computer that can run it, it's a lot of fun. It's easy to get into, and there's a lot to it. But major updates coming up, and they're moving that same direction with their DLC. Is that you can earn it just by playing. You can spend money, get more, And it's all just, skins, cosmetic stuff, banners, emojis, sprays, things like that to show off rather than serious content. The content's just free.
Yeah.
So
with massive games like that too, I mean that's understandable as far as that kind of content. That's
which I mean they can afford it. Like Blizzard, it makes more money than everything.
Yeah.
Dear God, the amount of money that Blizzard sees on a monthly basis is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So
Cool. Well, that's our thoughts on DLC, guys.
Yeah. On to part 2.
On to part 2.